Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 183 of the GenGaming podcast. I'm your host, as always. I'm Tyler, and joining me, we have my two good friends. We have the ready, the willing. We have Gables. What's up, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Just going past this work week, just thinking of positive things all around. There's going to be a bunch of changes in regards to management in my workplace. So things are going to be kind of topsy-turvy over the next week, so it's going to be interesting. But other than that, it's been kind of funny, though, at my workplace, too. We were just going through a lot of our work today, and one of my coworkers, he comes across this board game, right, that has all this little trivia questions for that pop band One Direction.
It's based around that?
Yeah, it's based around, trivia questions like, did you know such and such, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So, as soon as, a few minutes passed, I just started just randomly going through and just asking these stupid, ass trivia questions about One Direction. Is which member of One Direction saved a house full of burning children with his ass?
Wow!
And it's just started going to from there, just this random fucking jokes, and the punchline would be, oh, with his ass, with his...
Are the Jonas Brothers and One Direction the same thing?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
They're two different things.
Hansons.
Hansons are also the same thing.
Yes.
Maybe this is we were that one time we had the discussion that Metallica is NSYNC and Backstreet Boys are just the babies of Metallica.
Yes.
It's just the Hansons are the fathers of the One Direction.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then the Beatles are the fathers of the Jonas Brothers.
No.
Then another joke example I gave him was what member of One Direction sang the national anthem with his ass?
Bob Dylan narrating it.
And I could just see the reaction of my coworker's face each time I said the joke, and it just got funnier and funnier until he finally just cracked a smile. Just started laughing. Well, it's just a bunch of shit that we go through, because we are production workers. We go through a lot of shit every day to try to match quotas and match this and that and stuff, and we just go through. We just have a ball with this shit.
You got it. If you don't, you're gonna just die inside.
Not just that though, but it gets dull and boring though if you don't at least liven it up a bit.
Yeah. I'm just.
What?
Sorry, I just. The whole Jonas Brothers One Direction thing.
Yeah.
It's something I never thought we'd talk about on the podcast.
No, it's
not upset it happened.
Fortunate that we are.
Yes.
Did you know that a member of One Direction fought the Jonas Brothers with his ass?
Who would win in an ass battle, the Jonas Brothers or One Direction? That's a real question. Here's a better question for you guys. Who would win in an ass battle? Beyonce or Christina Aguilera?
Oh my god.
Huh.
Switch.
Or the Hanson Brothers.
Well, it was tough, but now it's easy.
Okay.
Hansons.
Now it's
Hansons,
easy.
obviously. Okay. There's three of them. So.
Well, we've got it on the same page about that.
And because of the process of elimination, 3 Hanson
It's unfair
Brothers,
because there's three of
their
them.
ass
No,
is gigantic.
Is there more than 3?
There's 3, I think.
Okay.
There might only be 2 now.
There's 3 of them. They're just on top of each other, totem style.
The Hanson girls and 2.
Oh boy. There's that Family Guy episode where they're all sitting around drinking around, just telling super stories and shit.
Uh-huh.
Quagmire's talking about how he has a poster of the Hanson Brothers. He didn't realize that they were boys. jerk off to him.
Oh
He's like, those are boys. He's like,
no!
he's
I
like,
got
"My
this
posters."
poster. Oh God!
Oh
like-
God! Oh man!
This was funny.
And he's fucking depressed about it.
I would be too.
Oh man!
We've all been there and walk around the mountains. That's a hot girl over there. You walk from behind, you turn around, it's like, oh, it's a guy.
Oh man! She
Oh.
has a 3-foot beard.
I did not see that
Never
3-foot
happened.
beard. Well, yeah, that's pretty much how I'm doing.
That was just every time he goes to GameStop.
Yeah. That was the same guy.
It's always the same guy. Every time he tricks me.
Oh, it's a nice lady. It's oh no, it's a dude again.
Again.
It's the same
Every
dude.
Same place, same corner of the store.
Same trip.
Yeah, you look so much better on your back profile.
Yeah.
The guy just turns around and says, "Oh, never mind."
Let's take that as a compliment, I guess.
Anyways, also joining us, we have the great one.
Me?
No, Louis in the corner.
Okay,
It's not
thank
Louis.
you.
No, Justin's here.
I just want to leave it at that. I like that. That's awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I asked you
Oh,
after you asked me. But it's your introduction, so we're talking about you.
I'm doing good. I am doing actually really good. I'm so glad to be off of work for a little chunk of time. Christmas Eve is tomorrow, and yeah, it should be interesting. The holidays are hectic. Sometimes I don't know why they are, but yeah, I love them. I love Christmas, and yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. Just
hope
hanging
so.
out with family, and I hope no one is as Grinch this year.
It's always one.
Which I like Grinches that are I like some Grinches, but some are just like they're always Grinches year round. It's just like, oh yeah,
Yeah, Gabe.
you're gonna be here.
I
What?
don't know. We'll call it,
You try so hard, but it's like, man,
no matter how hard you try.
no matter how hard you try, yeah, you
We've come so far.
yeah.
Oh,
But then all of a sudden you
God.
realize the next time you hang out, it's like, nope, that's exactly why I didn't like you. So I hope that doesn't happen. But I'm sure it is, because
That's all it is.
yeah,
It doesn't really matter.
it's just like, come on, like it's always
Justin, are we talking about your mother?
no,
Okay.
no. Some chunks of family though, just one person.
That might give birth to me.
Just like
Kidding.
But besides that, you always got somebody like that. You try to have a good time because yes, and it's all about having just a good time. Good times. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
TC, the Tyler, the Courtney, the one, the only, on PCP 24/7.
Coke.
Cocaine. Sorry.
The big red.
The big red. Big red right here.
I'm also a chewing gum. Fun fact.
His hair is blonde, by the way.
Yes. It's weird.
Do what you want with that name. They call him Big Red.
They call me Big Red, but I have blonde hair. It doesn't make any sense at all. I used to,
Unless you watch us. Yeah.
yeah, Clifford the Big Red Dog is actually my father. Big Red Jr.
South Park episode in there somewhere.
Might be. Who knows? I'm doing swell. Off today. Today's the 23rd. Off Monday.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
It's the one best part about this time of year, I think. Not the best, but one of the best parts is a lot of holidays off. Like next week we got we got Monday off because New Year's, so that's nice. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm gonna enjoy my 4-day weekend. Doing swell overall. Christmas shopping is done.
Cool.
There you go.
Just good because it's almost Christmas Eve. But it's all good. It's all good. Might get a PlayStation Pro tomorrow. Who knows? You'll find out maybe next week. I don't fucking know. Next week, fun fact, we are going to, it's not really a fact, it's a fact, I guess. I don't know how fun it is. It's fun for us. We are doing our Game of the Year show starting next week. So part 1 will be next week. You'll be getting that on the 31st probably, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, one of the two. And then you'll get part 2 the following day. Or the following week, I'm sorry. So yeah. But no, I'm doing fine. It's, I drink some beer, wash it down. So I bought a a beer for Justin and I to drink. That'd be fun. It's Christmas. So let's get some good and
We've
festive.
got glasses from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, they're moose glasses, and they're little adorable ones. They probably hold about 8 ounces or so, maybe less, 6 ounces. And got this double bastard in the rye, and it tastes like.
We love double bastard, by the way.
Double arrogant bastard is probably our favorite beers, probably top 5 at the very least. And it tastes like cheap whiskey, and it was terrible.
One tiny sip, I was telling everyone, almost induced vomit instantly.
Mm-hmm.
I had to tell myself, no, it's not what you think it is. No.
Yeah, so
this is coming up.
We just dumped a $17 bottle of alcohol in the drain.
That's depressing.
It just all came up, Millhouse.
Yeah,
it sucks.
It really does.
Glad you at least know now. We both know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it happened that way.
Yeah, wish it was a cheap way to find that out.
Yeah.
But it happens. Whatever. Shit happens. I spent more on worse. So,
that's a good one.
No, we're doing pretty good. But this week's going to be kind of a little bit of a different week. We're going to talk about, obviously, what we've been playing. But for news, or not, we don't really have a news section. We thought it'd be fun to do like kind of a year in review kind of stuff. We're going to talk about next week's going to be. We're not going to spoil next week's stuff yet for our top 10 list, but we're going to do some fun some fun questions about the year in gaming, and then some stuff for next year. But we'll start off with actually what we've been playing. I think first, Justin, I'm going to go with you first. Actually.
Going with me.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Alrighty then. I have, I think, started and completed Titanfall 2's campaign in like the last week.
Nice.
And where do I start here? This.
It's a platformer.
It's a mixture of all kinds of games. It actually reminded me. It's definitely got some platforming in there. It reminded me of for some reason, a Quake in a weird way. Like there was some This like games actually I really like. It reminded me of there's Doom in there, Mirror's Edge, like the way you run along the parkour stuff. This felt like really smooth, and like there was even some parts where like it actually, I know this is like the way my brain is wired, but like it reminded me of one couple spots and actually reminded me of Super Mario Galaxy, like with the whole you switching of platforms as you either trigger a button or it goes with the music, or like when you jump it switches. Like there was some of that in this game. And, it was so cool to see something like that in this game. Like I'm not saying that they just ripped it out of that game. It's cool. It reminded me of that, and it's just like a lot of. It's like very fun. I never felt like I was like thinking too much. It definitely like very streamlined game. Like you go from place to another, and like you really enjoy like every part. At least I did. Like I loved this game. Like there are some spots where I had slight complaints about just playing it. Like where I felt some spots were kind of bland, or like maybe could maybe cut out a chunk. But actually, I think about it now, it's like not really, because the game didn't overstay its welcome to me. Like even at the very end, actually I think one of the best things about this game to me, besides the beginning, I like how you're just I like how you become who you are in the game, story wise, the way you just suddenly you kind of just randomly, you're like a nobody and you stumble upon a Titan.
Yep.
This is really early, so I'm not gonna spoil anything besides that. In this you kind of stumble into a situation where you become the hero of the story, and it's really cool to me how it was done. It's kind of funny too. You actually, real quick, you get. What was I trying to say? Okay, if working somewhere, you get oh man, oh my god,
promotion.
Thank you. You get promoted through others' deaths.
Yeah.
That are on your side. But the way it happens in the story is it sounds kind of maybe ridiculous, but it's in the story it's actually pretty cool. And man, the way you work together with your robot, I think his name's BT7274.
Yep.
Going in, I did not think that I would remember this character and look fondly upon him when I actually think about him. And there's so many cool moments, especially towards the end, where it was very touching with the robot and the Titan. And actually, this was the first game, and I'd say I do it with most certain games I will do it with. Like most, like I'll say Mario games, Zelda games. Actually, most of them Nintendo games, and I know other people do it too. But like they're the first ones where I actually like I'm gonna watch all the credits, and I watched the credits. I didn't stop watching until the very end, and like it was. I'm so glad I did. It was like so rewarding. The very last part of the credits. If you play this game, you gotta watch the fucking. They're not super long, and the ending is so worth it. The credits, but just man, I love this game. You guys got any questions to ask me? Go ahead, because I'm sure I'm missing something that I want to say about it. Like,
what did you think of the boss battles?
The boss battles were they were okay.
With the Titans and stuff?
Yeah, they were like, I guess if you want to say like the parts that maybe didn't stand out the most was definitely the boss battles. But they were fun.
Yeah.
Like I liked that they were actually like I never really had a challenge fighting any of them.
Yeah, I mean,
like there wasn't like there was nothing about them that you had to for me anyways. Like you didn't really have to like figure out like a weak spot or something like this. But I guess in a way you did it differently because like another thing I loved about this game was I forgot to mention is you keep getting these up like you find like the Titans kind of doing the same thing like you kind of get upgrades from other Titans that you
like they're like classes.
Yeah, and it totally changes how you go about fighting and like you don't have to go to that class, but every single time I got one, I did and I had enjoyed it. Like there was actually like one I didn't find, I think, but like the boss battles, I guess I don't want to say it's a weak point, but it's like it was like there's nothing super special about like the boss battles, but I enjoyed them.
I'll say what I liked about the bosses in this game was that it's something you don't see a lot in games nowadays, especially first-person shooters, where it's like they have like it felt like almost like an '80s action movie, where like there's a bunch of like there's like tens of thousands of just cannon fodder for you to kill, but there's like these 5 or 6 main guys that are like these are the top guys, and you're just slowly picking them off. Some like that kind of reminded me of like a Die Hard or like a movie wise. Or like a Metal Gear Solid, or just some old, some.
I get that. No
games where it's just like you don't really, you don't like you're building up to like these fighting these guys.
That's a plus of them from them for sure.
Yeah, and I wish more
see
games
that
would do
now
that.
You say that. And that's actually cool. Well, I don't know if every game could do that, but I think this game it fits with it really well. Like I don't mean to say like it was. That's why I didn't want to say use the word weak part of it, but like. Just because maybe you're used to like this crazy like the boss being like insane thing you got to figure out how to kill it, which works in some games and some games like I felt like in this game it was actually pretty awesome, especially like you're saying the build-ups to it actually worked well with this game. So
yeah,
that's like I guess I tried to like jump to something that maybe wasn't quite up to whatever I thought a boss battle should be or like a game should have like. I think that's this good, maybe like something more, but like actually, it actually goes well with it. So, and it is like, it really helps that you, in my opinion, that you do get these like upgrades and like it totally changes how you fight as a Titan. And it actually reminded me of a lot of like it's kind of the same premise like Kirby Planet Robobot that I played this year, where you hop into other suits and it's so fun to see because when you suck in somebody. And when you're a Kirby and you fight, it's way different than when you're wearing the whole mech suit. And it's cool to see like what you can do now. Like it's like whoa shit, you shoot like buzzsaws out and stuff and like all this crazy crap. So it kind of reminded me of that. And I actually really liked that about it. And that's actually a thing I liked about Planet Robobot too. But I have not played the multiplayer yet because it's crazy. I played like 2 first-person shooter campaigns back to back. And at first I thought maybe I wouldn't be able to do it. But it actually, I think because of Titanfall 2, the game that it was, if it was like maybe Call of Duty or like Battlefield 1, like another one, like more like military-like, where I felt maybe they were similar, maybe I wouldn't have been able to do that. But because they were so different the way you move around the platform, this was really cool. And I never felt like I got stuck either, like trying to figure out something like platforming-wise. Like it's like it always like, and it came to you in a way like you actually like. It wasn't like super easy, like, but it was like it came to you a way that actually like when you saw it and you figured it out and it felt good when you finished it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like I said, super easy or just like super hard, like in a bad way. Like it was like just like, oh, just do it, just try that, and like like it's always seemed like it worked.
And the puzzles,
it works.
Yeah, and the puzzles and stuff. Right, they're not hard. Like you said, they're not hard, but like, I mean, trying to avoid spoilers. Like the wind ones, like the gust, like the fan.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about those.
Cool. And then like
and they're very simple, and like they weren't like. It's like almost like the developers did like a lot of the thinking for you, but like you had to like do one tiny thing. Like it was like very well, in my opinion, like level design. Like it's really, really cool.
That's like, I think the most impressive thing about that game is just like when I talked about it, I said like the first thing I said was, "Did you guys know this is a platformer?" And it's just like it's. I mean, it's. You can. It may not be more of a platform than the shooter, but it's just.
But it's got almost like a perfect mixture of like everything.
Yeah.
Like there's like nothing that I.
It sticks
nothing
out.
that I can complain about really, besides like, just some sections like I felt like were kind of bland in certain areas, but like just only one that comes to mind is like where you're like in this like factory.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
I liked it though, but like I could, just like the enemies, like clusters of enemies you'd run into like every once in a while, or like it just kind of felt like waves of people, which is like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but it's just something I thought about when I was playing it. But it was really cool in there.
All right.
It was sweet in there. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like the worst thing. Like I can't think of a worse thing, a bad thing about it. It's just like I'm trying to sift through something. But yeah, dude. Like even this, like I said, the story. I don't think I need to say anything else about this game. But if you guys have any questions, like for me, go ahead.
You pretty much answered all mine.
Well, I will say, I recommend this a lot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I would get this game for somebody for a gift that maybe isn't even, they'll watch it and don't even think they'll like it. Like just because I actually trust that this game will actually hook them.
Like this is kind of more personal.
Yeah.
Have you tried talking to your brother about this game yet?
Yes, I've been talking this game up in like not like a pushy way, but just like because he loves Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty. He likes lots of games, but like God of War stuff, like Mario, all that stuff. But like he's super into Battlefield 1. Yeah. And I was like trying, and he does kind of going away from like he doesn't want like futuristic stuff, but he's like I talked to him. We were going on a bike ride. And he's like, what he's talking about is like futuristic stuff in a game where like you don't think that like it needs to be there, or like Call of Duty, which it's his own opinion. May disagree or agree with that, but like I see where you're coming from. I told him I feel like this game though is like something you've never played. You haven't played a Titanfall before. I think you should check this game out. Like it's like. To me, I feel like it was very closely on par, just in a way, on par with like Doom as a campaign. Like
yeah.
Like it's different too. It's like there's not the same bullet points exactly. If I was going to say like compare them, but like it's almost as good with its own merits, like with different things. Like it's weird. I know it sounds very vague, but like if you play, I think you know what I meant.
It's hard to talk about that.
Yeah.
Trying to sell it's hard to do without spoiling.
Yeah. But like it's just for a brand new game that I've never played, like it just doesn't. I was very impressed with this game.
Yeah.
And I love playing this game.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I picked it up. I'm so glad I heard you talk about it, Tyler. And I will do what I can actually to try to get people to check out this game.
Yeah, it's a shame because I'm happy that I played this game, but it should not have come out this year.
It was that's why I won't complain about it. Should have came out next year, early next year.
They sandwiched in between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty, the two biggest selling games of the year. Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, for sure.
It was sacrificed to try to take out Call of Duty, which probably didn't matter.
Yeah. One real small tidbit, real quick. I have Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2. When I first got them in the mail, I looked at them, and I didn't really put two, like the same company made them, but like I'm looking at it, I was like, they have the exact same colors on both boxes. Like it's weird. The cases, if you look at them like side by side, they have the identical colors, but like kind of in different spots, like of explosions and like this person on the front. Like it's literally there's not one color. It's weird, like the exact same thing. It's kind of strange.
That's what focus groups do for you.
That is weird. Yeah,
it's proven that games with a person or with a gun and a person with a gun or something with a gun.
And the color scheme is identical.
Probably has something to that too. Yeah, they sell
very interesting.
More. Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think that's really all I've played this week.
Okay.
I barely started. I barely started. The last. Oh my god! I was saying The Last of Us.
I keep
The
doing
Last
something.
Guardian, and I'm like 10 minutes in or 20 minutes in, so I'm gonna definitely come back to that at a different time.
Okay.
But I'm very excited to play this game. So that's all. That's
Okay,
all,
I'm
folks.
excited, or I'm cautiously optimistic, but let's see talk about that. But Gables,
Yeah.
what have you been playing, buddy?
I've played a mixture of games. I've tried to play more of Battlefield 1, which was interesting. I'm still trying to progress through the first part of that campaign, with the tank.
Yeah.
That's the toughest part.
I know, it's the toughest
get
part,
through,
though,
like-
but it's...
Like it.
Man, it's just kind of losing my interest right at the moment. So I tried playing a little bit more of that and stuff, and I got through to a specific part. I think it's like halfway through the tank campaign and stuff. But I decided to give another game a try. I actually started to play a little bit of Battleborn tonight
Ooh.
because I wanted to try to test out the waters and see if I would actually like it. I've played through the prologue. I've played somewhat through the first chapter. I believe I went through it like solo, tried to do it for the first chapter, and I got my ass handed to me. I'm with the boss of that level because, well, for one, I'm underleveled, and for another, I think I'm using the wrong character for the situation. I'm using a melee character where it looks like to me I need to use some sort of like range shooter or
Yeah. When
whatsoever.
you're by yourself, you want to use like a prototypical first-person shooter guy.
Yeah, I kind of get that impression very much so, because you try to do something melee related and stuff, your HP's going to go down quicker. Well, so far I've unlocked a couple of characters. Not too many, just maybe 3, 4. I need to try out some more of the characters, and it's not bad. The gameplay is very solid. It's very much like a Gearbox game with, sort of like the controllings to say Borderlands with the gameplay, sort of the shooting style. The looks of it is it's kind of bland in terms of the character design, because like with the animated cutscenes and some of the character designs, they look too like kiddish and stuff like that. I thought it could possibly be better looking if, say, it was a little bit cel shaded ish, kind of like how Borderlands is, but that's just like a minor gripe in my opinion. But level design seems alright. Some of the humor seems sort of forced, I'm starting to notice. But that was within the first hour of just gameplay right then and there. So I'm still super early trying to play Battleborn. I'll probably have a little bit more the next time we get a chance to talk about it. Plus other games, possibly. Other than that, I have been playing more Pokemon Moon. I actually am through to the 3rd island. I'm just about to, I think, take on the grand trial things for like the 3rd island in Pokemon Moon. I have a full team of 6. They're in their mid to late 30s. Some of them are actually in their early 40s, honestly. But I am seriously enjoying this game. I mean, I can't explain it. There's very few games where I've played through entirely the first time and am really tempted to go through and play through it again because I enjoyed it so much. With the exception of games like Portal 2 being the last time I did it, let's see, Pokemon Sun and Moon definitely is the game I've been doing it currently with. And quite possibly Doom is going to follow that same routes too, because I'm highly thinking about replaying Doom pretty soon.
I'm there
But,
too.
man,
Probably early next year.
it just actually started to make me kind of wonder about something game-wise, where there's a lot of great games that have been rated and released this year for 2016, but in my personal opinion, there have not been as much games that I personally want to go through and consider great, Of course, great to the extent where you can go through and replay them over and over again. That's how I judge my video games. If I can't go through and play through a game a second time immediately, like, say, after I get done or something like that, I tend to put it away for almost like years on end before I get into another mood to play it again.
Some games are like that.
But, yeah, I agree. Some games are like that. However, for Pokemon Sun and Moon and with Doom, that does not seem to be the case. And I could even like throw in Uncharted 4 right there.
I've almost bought that
I wouldn't.
game recently.
No, seriously. I highly would think Uncharted 4 would go around the same realms too, because the story is so fantastic and the gameplay is so awesome and stuff. But, yeah, I'm just starting to ramble a little bit on right here, so that's pretty much what I've been playing for this week for video games.
All right, that's cool. I talked about last week. I started up Battlefield 1 about last week. It was like kind of the one game that I've wanted to kind of go through for the year, and I think it's just kind of, I don't know if it's because I've started a lot of games. I don't know how many games I've beaten or started this. Yeah. This since really the kind of busy season of video games. But I've definitely played a lot of shooting games, and it's just like trying to start Battlefield 1. I played like 15-20 minutes of it, and I beat I beat the first chapter, first campaign, or whatever, on Xbox One. I cannot get into it right now. I don't know if it's just kind of a burnout factor on shooters.
Could be.
Or what it is, maybe just games right now in general. It's just the idea of starting up another game.
Yeah.
Is just kind of sounds too much right now. But I said last week I beat Telltale's Batman. And I just want to mention, before we get into the overall game, the first episode of this came out in mid to late August. And the final episode came out early December. So they actually were able to do an entire season in 4 months. Maybe a little more, a little more less.
That's a plus, isn't it?
That's a great one. Most of those games take 8 to 10. Sometimes over a year. Like Tales of the Borderland, the first episode came out in December of 13, I think, or no, 14. And 2014, and then the last episode came out like November, December of 2015. So that's pretty good for them, especially lately. And I hope this becomes a trend with theirs, like with Walking Dead season 3 just started. They released the first 2 episodes on the day 1. Telltale's Batman, I actually it's really good, and it's kind of, I've been playing them all usually as they come out. And Telltale games are kind of tough to talk about as they happen, because it's just hard to talk. Without talking story, there's not really much to say.
Mm-hmm.
You really outside maybe mention the first episode, then again at the end, which is kind of where I'm at now. I love this game quite a bit, actually. It's one of the better Telltale series. I think it's up there. I would still rank Walking Dead number 1, probably Tales of the Borderland number 2, maybe this number 3. Yeah, probably number 3 actually. It's just, I like it a lot because it's kind of I'm not like a big Batman fan, but I played the video games, and I watched the movies, and it's very different from what you're used to, and they deal with some of the popular characters, but they deal with some like side stuff that's kind of like some characters I've never seen before, and I think they're unique to this game, like the main villain throughout the series or season.
Really?
With Lady Arkham as the name of the main villain in this game, and just kind of dealing with that character, and it's a different spin on it. The first episode's kind of like everybody made the joke, and it's really it was really annoying in the first episode, but they kept going back to Bruce Wayne and how his parents died, and like talking about, constantly reminding you about his parents dying. It's like, we know, everybody knows the Batman origin story. We don't need another Batman origin story. But they do like such a different take
every time, or just like the first time, the first season. You see what happens.
The first episode.
Oh,
and it's just kind of, they do it, but they kept going like talking about like how his parents' death has affected him. It's like, we know, we've all fucking watched. We all know the Batman. It's just like we don't need to hear about it again. But
it's important though.
It's important, but it's just like we're years into him being Batman. At this point, it's like I don't know.
I mean, not everybody, but most people, yeah.
And I just, I wish it was, it would, during the episode, it's just kind of like, we don't really need to focus on the death of his parents. But in this season, it is extremely important to the story. More so, I think, than the way it just ties into the whole season. It's tough to talk about, obviously, without spoiling it.
Yeah.
But I think the story that they tell and dealing with his parents and everything that goes on, it's awesome. Probably one of the best Batman stories, and like including the movies and the Arkham games. Probably the best story they've done with the Batman world.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you got me on the.
I would recommend at least check out the first episode.
Yeah.
I think it might be free by now. The first episode at least, but it's
Like,
the cliffhanger on episode 1 is what did it for me. The first, the last 5 minutes of that is like, that's okay. You've got my attention, and they went on. They kept going with that, and they took the ball and ran with it. I think, and it was awesome. The main villain is very hateable, and it's like you just want to see them. Just like I guess they're just desserts. I don't know what analogy you want to use, but you want to see them get theirs. Mm-hmm. And some of like the kind of the shit that you're dealing with, not just Batman, you deal with Bruce Wayne, and some of the stuff that you deal with Bruce Wayne, and then also like there's like I think once per episode, I think of at least 4 occasions where you have to like go deal with the situation. It's like, do I play as Bruce Wayne or do you go as Batman, and you go deal with this situation on this person, and it's just kind of cool how like you start to think about, okay, I could do this, but this could happen, and then like. I've been listening to podcasts and like looking at not looking at videos, but listening to people that went different directions with their the big decisions of the game and how totally different it plays out. Or like there's one villain that can basically not show up at all in this game if you pick one decision in one episode. But no, I think this is fantastic. The biggest problem I have with this game is that the Telltale, their engine is fucking garbage.
Yeah,
and it's the same engine, and they the big selling point they did with this one, outside of being Batman, is that this is a new and improved engine. We fixed our engine. Nope, this is probably one of the worst as far as playing the game. Probably the worst experience I've ever had with it. As far as
do you think it could be because they didn't have as much time with it? Like it's not the engine; it's just like the time.
It's
or a mixture of both.
I think it's a combination of both, but I would bet it's the engine because we've been dealing with this. The problem with their engine and everything since Walking Dead. I remember playing the first season of Walking Dead. My save file was just gone for like a month, and then it just came back. Like it was in the cloud somewhere and it was gone. And then like there was an update that came out and now it's back. So I couldn't play like the last 2 episodes till way later on.
Dang.
With this one, I remember it's just like. The game would crash constantly on me.
Really?
The first,
crashed?
Yeah, like I haven't had a game crash on me since the beginning of PS4 coming out. And this thing, I mean, I'm talking like the last 2 episodes especially. Where I remember it was episode 4 it crashed me 4 times. On episode 5 it crashed 3 times. In the first 30-40 minutes of episode 5, the frame rate was like 10.
Wow.
It was awful. It was almost unplayable. And trying to do, like, there's a lot of quick time events in this stuff. Where you're, like, dodging things and fighting scenes and stuff. Where, like, it was almost impossible to pull off the task you're supposed to when it's, like...
That's gross.
It was bad. But after that, it ran fine, other than the crashes.
Certain
2 more
spots.
crashes. Yeah, it was just... It's rough. Maybe it's almost better to play these games at maybe a couple months after the season's done, because maybe by then it's fully patched, or wait a couple weeks after the episodes come out, because they patch them quite regularly during the season. So maybe if you like the episodes come out, wait 2 weeks, then download it, because usually a couple patches out by then, it works better. Because episode 3 I didn't play until episode 4 was already out, and I played episode 3 and 4 back to back. Episode 3 ran fine. 4 ran like garbage because that was the day it came out. I played it back to back. So yeah. That's the biggest. I mean, it's a big problem, but I'd still say overall it's a very enjoyable experience. If you like the Telltale games, definitely check this out. If you like Batman, definitely check this out. I mean, it was fun, and I'm happy I played through them, and I'm excited. I'm playing through Walking Dead season 2 now. I just started today. I'm going to play through that and start Walking Dead season 3. When I'm done with that, but that's pretty much the one big game I've been playing.
Gotta go back to one thing you said at the very beginning.
Yeah.
About the parents.
Yeah.
That might be the most important thing about Batman as a character.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's just like they don't need to spend that much. It's the reason he's Batman.
He is. That's why. Yeah, exactly.
But it's just
he
like
could be a rich douchebag who gets off on helping people if that didn't happen.
But
like, it wouldn't be Batman that you know. Like, you understand like the sadness that he has, and like I totally like I see some of what you're saying, but like I think I love seeing that same story in a different light all the time. Like, I don't care like knowing that I know his parents are gonna get killed, but
the problem
I don't think I'd ever get bored of that.
It's just
I love that story.
It's like Spider-Man. It's like when they did. Like,
I love that story.
When they rebooted it, it's like I don't want to see the uncle die, and I don't understand why. It's like we all know it's so recent. We just watched the Nolan movies.
The way you do it, though, if you're creative and you do it differently, it can.
And in this case, that's why I think it works.
Well, good.
During episode 1, it's just kind of like we know, and it's just they harken back to it so much.
So that means they didn't do a good job of showing you a different light on it.
No, but
to me,
it would be the first hour and a half of the episode, then the last 5 minutes of the episode. It's like, okay, A+.
Okay.
So that's you know.
But would you agree they didn't do a good job of showing you that?
No.
In a creative way.
But yeah, no, they didn't.
But it like makes up for it as it goes on.
They definitely make up for it.
That's
yes.
cool. That's why I had to say that, because like I think you definitely know that too. But like just like when he says like Batman, like that's like Batman.
We just had the Nolan movies like 5 years ago, and it's just like,
well, yeah, but it's a whole new thing. You have to expect that's going to happen. That's all.
I mean, I don't have a problem mentioning it. I just don't want like to be a whole episode about it.
Yeah, unless I do it creatively, and
in this case it's fine. But if it's just going to be, if it's be more Batman and his,
it could be done in a bad way. That's for sure.
Yeah,
it could be done in a brilliant way.
And then in this case they did it. So
hell yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go pee really quick.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're right. Well, we'll go ahead and we're going to jump into some of the questions and stuff we have for this week. Like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of a year review show without talking about our top 10 games. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different questions really to talk about. 5 and possibly 6. So the first one, I'm going to start with you, Gables, on this. Are there any games that came out this year, in 2016, that you want to play that you haven't played yet?
Oh, okay. There's definitely a few that I want to try to play. I want to try to play Titanfall 2. That is something that I really would like to play, but probably won't get to it till maybe early next year, considering that I got a backlog I want to try to at least test out for the Xbox One. Another one that I was actually thinking about wanting to play. It sounds kind of stupid though, but I really want to try to see if I can find that Super Mario Maker for the 3DS again, because I want to try to play through that single player portion of what they got. I mean, I know it's a gimped version without the online features and stuff, but at the same point, I do like playing through the old school Mario games, and considering I just got the game for my little brother and stuff like that for his birthday just recently, I kind of really feel like I do want to delve back and try to play some of those old Mario levels. But let's see, any other games that released this year? Well, there's a new Shantae game that just released not too long ago. That's like the Half Genie Hero or something. I saw that. That one, I saw that game over for the Vita and stuff like that on at GameStop today. They had the little soundtrack and everything, and there was one that was just the regular game. I know that's going to be kind of hard to come by, some of the physical copies of it, but at the same time and stuff, I just really just want to try to focus on like playing some of the older games that I kind of missed out on earlier this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are like a couple games that released this year that I really think I would like to play sometime.
All right. What about you, Justin?
Ones that I wish I would have played or completed.
Games that you want to play this year but you haven't yet.
Okay.
Or complete, yeah. That too. That's a good point.
I'll throw some completed ones in there, or ones I want to complete just because I don't have like very many that I haven't played that I want to. Number 1 is Firewatch. Number 2 is Paper Mario Color Splash. I had not finished that game so far. I actually love that game. There's some things about it that I wish were a little different, but I've really enjoyed that game so far. And it's not why I haven't played it because I don't like it. It's a very long game, and like a lot of games came out, it's like, oh shit, I had to put that like on the back burner.
Yeah.
Because, like, damn it.
That's a 50-hour game, and these were like 4 to 6 hours.
Exactly.
8 hours.
Yes. It's a miracle if I be able to actually beat that game by the time the Game of the Year awards come around. It'll be a miracle. 3 is like Oxenfree. I think that came out this year.
Yep, May.
Pretty sure. Yeah. That game is, when I first saw it, like, that looks interesting. When Tyler talked about it, he actually played it, and yeah, I really like what I saw of that. So far as well, okay. Box Boy, the sequel to Box Boy, and love the first one. Definitely, actually, I might pick that up tonight, so I might actually beat that game.
Nice.
Another big one on the 3DS I really want to play is Mega Mix, Rhythm Heaven, Mega Mix. Definitely, I'm going to pick that up before the 3DS's life as we know it is over. if it is over, with the Switch and stuff kind of impending. Yeah, I think that's all. I'm sure I'm missing something. I always am, but those 5 are what I can think of right now.
Yeah.
That I wish I would have played or have completed that came out this year. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just have a couple. Battlefield 1, I still want to complete. But the couple of the ones that Dishonored 2, I loved Dishonored 1 back on 360 back in the day. It's just it came out in like mid-November when pretty much everything under the sun was coming out. So that kind of got put in the back burner for me as far as picking up. And then Final Fantasy 15 has been getting my attention the last few weeks now.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's like, I don't know if I'll like it, but god damn, it sounds cool. So maybe I'll check that. I mean, I might I might never check out, but I definitely do want to. I do want to check it out, but I don't know if I'll get around to it.
I definitely want to try it at least next year, along with Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
Kind of what happened to me with Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh yeah.
I ended up buying it, and I actually enjoyed it, but it's so long. But like, yeah, go ahead.
That's. And nowadays, when I hear a game's 50 hours, I'm just like, that's not a selling point to me anymore. That's kind of a, you just want to talk me out of a buy.
That's kind of
it
deterrent,
such a lull in video games coming out that it's like, it has to come out right here.
Comes out come out in June. Like June's a good time to come out.
That
actually,
literally
summertime.
Yeah.
That literally sucks at the point of your life and stuff where you look at a game that's like a 30 hours, like a 50-hour RPG and stuff, and you gotta think, oh, do I really want to go through and play this, or do I want to get the 5-hour game again?
Yeah. It's like
it's tough.
It's a 4 to 6 hour campaign. Good. Cool. I'm playing that shit right now. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No. I was done.
Okay.
You go ahead. If you got any more, anyways.
No, that's true. Those are really the
Final Fantasy
ones.
15.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I agree. That looks cool.
I think
something about that one.
Yeah,
I've never been interested in the other ones. Maybe the old ones.
I like the first two.
Like the other ones that I've seen, like haven't really interested me that much. But that's nothing against the game. It's just like what I've seen of it. Like the 15 though, it looks cool. Like some sort of, I see like hanging around like friends hanging around a campfire and like driving around like a car, like pushing a car. It just seems interesting.
Yeah,
it's like that's weird.
I think
that's kind of that could be cool. Like some weird Goonies shit going on. I don't know.
Yeah. The one thing that's turning me away from it is the JRPG part. More of like the crazy like anime style stuff that it just doesn't do it for me anymore.
Me too, but like I found like I actually gave those games to try. Like I just like actually don't even notice that anymore. Like I actually like see like the actual character of the game.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel the same way about the like anime stuff. Like I was never into it. And just because I, for some reason, was never drawn to that like art style and stuff, and like it was weird to me.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think some stuff like that could just make you not even think about that and like realize like, oh, that's why people like this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
And some people love the art style, and like that's cool too.
Yeah.
It's different.
But the next question, here's one. Okay, here we go. Most disappointing game of 2016. So a game that came out this year that you were hyped for, or had hopes for, or whatever, that you end up maybe you didn't like it, maybe it was okay, or it could be games you actually did like, and you just didn't live up to the hype, whatever, didn't like, whatever.
Wasn't what you thought it was.
Yeah. Gables, do you have one?
Personally, I have not really played anything that I would consider like disappointing at the moment. all I can think about is like the games that we thought were gonna be good, that we were gonna do like day one and stuff. You know, the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game and stuff that we wanted to try to get together, do some online co-op with, but that didn't pan through because the game absolutely bombed.
Oh no, Justin and I bought it.
Well, you two bought it, yeah, but
Bucks wasted.
no, I never did. And I'm kind of glad I never did.
You should buy it.
that
It's a fantastic game. Trust me.
It's a beautiful
It's actually-
assortment of
Spoilers, but game.
random things thrown together without control.
I
Like
personally
being
do
sure on your
not
chest.
have. But honestly, I do not personally have a disappointing game for this year, to be perfectly honest.
Look, I had a list.
I have one.
Okay.
Only one disappointing game this year. That is truly disappointing to me. And it's, oddly enough, TMNT. Mutants in Manhattan, I think it's called.
Yep.
That game was garbage. I will say that real loud anytime you want me to.
Yeah.
That game was
That's a
fucking
bad
garbage.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I would like to have a conversation with someone that actually loves this game.
Fuck that person.
Like, I seriously want to know what you love about it. And at the end of the day, I might like walk away like, whoa, I kind of want to check this game out again.
It's a terrible person.
I don't think that could happen.
No.
I'm trying to be optimistic here.
Tell
But
them
yeah,
I hate them. please.
TMNT Mutants in Manhattan, the worst game I've played. Not the worst, most disappointing game I've played.
It's probably the worst game this year.
And worst.
It's not the worst, but it's probably the worst. Mine actually is, and when I put this in the show notes, this is the first game that popped in my head. Unraveled.
Unraveled.
Fucking knew it. I fucking called it when I fucking called that shit. I knew
So
it.
it was my E3 game of 2015. I was so hyped for this,
Me
and
too.
I just didn't like it. It just didn't. I played the first 3 or 4 levels, and it just didn't click with me. I was frustrated with it. I didn't like the physics. Didn't like. I don't know what. I just didn't like the outside of the art style and Yarny. Those are the only two things that kind of kept me. The two things that got me into the game.
One of the things that
The only two things I liked about the game. But yeah, that was it's by far the most. I was crushed when the game came out, and I didn't like it. I mean, TMNT was actually a close one, but that game I was just. I mean, I was looking forward to it, but I was definitely nowhere near as hyped about Unraveled.
yeah, I can see that. Especially when you find out it was like coming out with 362 and like PS3.
Yeah.
That's when it kind of like, to me.
No, really.
Even more.
That probably didn't bother me because I thought the art style enough was unique enough that it wouldn't affect that game for me.
True.
I don't know. I just didn't.
But when you got even more platforms to work for, like, I feel like it's going to make like each one less focused.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I see your point too.
Focusing more on making sure they all work on 4 consoles instead of 2
Yeah.
could be a problem. Yeah, there was a couple other that's like One Way Trip. That game I was really excited for. It was a crazy. The trailer for that game, like, it looked awesome.
You're all excited and
And
then
I
you
was
bought
like-
it. I remember that. I saw like the
20
trailer.
minutes in, I'm like,
this is hilarious.
This is hot
This
garbage.
looks so stupid.
This is.
But like Tyler bought it and it was so stupid.
It was so bad. It was terrible. That was
But
bad
I'm so
game.
glad you bought it because like it was one of
Another
those
thing,
things.
art style and actually the music.
yeah,
What sold me on that.
you can
And
you can totally sell us one so quick.
the music ended up being was cool, but it was a 30-second loop of music.
You take a rap off the list. So.
What?
Nothing.
No, that's going on. I'm putting on all 3 of you guys' list. That's Gables' most disappointing game of all time too. Actually, not just this year. That's all time. All right. Next question. So this is kind of something kind of stolen from Giant Bomb. Like they do like the best old game. So it's kind of like the best game that didn't come out this year that you played for the first time in 2016. Or maybe not the best, but games you want to mention.
I meant to write this down.
Okay.
But I thought of it. Outside Gables go if he's ready.
Gables, you have any?
I'm trying to think of what it is now.
Okay, can you repeat the question one more last
All right,
time?
so a game that you played for the first time in 2016, but the game did not release in 2016.
Oh, for the first time?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That changed it all.
To be perfectly honest, the game that fits that mold quite well has to be... I'm trying to check just to make sure. Oh fuck, I'm gonna say it. The game is going to be Persona 4 Dancing All Night. It's a game that it's the game that released last year. It's a rhythm-based game. I've went on and on about it during the times that I've initially started playing it. But the thing about it is, it's just something that it just took me out of left field. It was during the time when I heavily invested inside the Vita in the summer, and that was just one of those surprises that came through one day when I went over the trip to GameStop, bought that game, started buying consistent Vita games over the span the next couple of paychecks after that, and just going through 8 to 10 Vita games or something in the span of the month, and that one ended up becoming the one I kept going back to and playing. It was just kind of crazy. It was just one of those go-to games I could go to and just relax after a hard day at work and just, just go through and just dance all night, pretty much.
It was a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Juzzy, did you have one?
Dance all night.
Did you want to go first?
I guess there's only one that I can think of right now. I'm missing some, but okay. I'm going to go with BioShock 1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Really like that game. For some reason, it might be because the second one's the first one I played. I actually prefer that game out of all of them for some reason. It's the sequel to that game.
Yeah.
But it's the best game that I've played that I haven't played ever. It came out this year, re-released this year, but it came out 2007, I think.
It counts.
So yeah. BioShock.
Nice. I probably played that game, actually. We were just talking about it for the show. Mine, actually, I had two. Rise of the Tomb Raider. I got that when I picked up my Xbox One. That game was fantastic. It's a game I want to go back to play because it came out at a time when a lot of games came out, and I kind of rushed through the main campaign. I didn't do all the side stuff that made me love the remake of the reboot of Tomb Raider. So I'm going to go. That's kind of the top of the list of games I want to go back to play. I'm probably going to do that probably early next year after I get done with Walking Dead.
Sorry, real quick. That's actually one that I would have put on my list of games that I wish I would have played, or because it came out on PS4 this year.
Yep.
Wish I would have done. Is that one?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I got the season pass mentioned a few weeks ago, so I'll play that.
Cool.
Also, Justin's favorite game of all time, Jazz Pump.
Oh yeah. How could I not have seen that?
Yeah. It is my Unraveled game that I didn't know anything about, and then it turned out being fucking fantastic. Unraveled, which came out to be a giant fucking turd, right, Justin?
We'll see.
This is our codename Steam, isn't it?
I was thinking that.
This is 2000.
Both times of being completely honest.
We're gonna have this is gonna be our game. We're gonna have one game every year where you love it, I hate it, and codename Steam was 2015. This year it's Unraveled. I hope next year it's I love Zelda Breath of the Wild and you hate it. That's what I want to happen.
Oh my god. There is a possibility.
Oh, that would be utterly depressing.
That would be very
sad.
Tyler
likes the Zelda game.
If that happens.
And Justin, one of the biggest Zelda fans, is absolutely hate the game.
Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be better than Metal Gear Solid 5. That's what's going to happen for me. And Justin's going to be like, man, this game sucks. It's worse than Jazz Punk. That's what he's going to say. I'm calling it now.
Worse than Jazz Punk. Worse than Tyler feels about Unravel.
Yeah.
And Codename Steam combined.
And Codename Steam combined. That's pretty bad. That's up there with TMNT, Means in Manhattan. It's a level. I can't wait to ask the question. What's better, Justin? Means in Manhattan or Breath of the Wild?
I can't wait for that question. I cannot wait because that means I was able to play that game. I can't wait for that fucking question, Tyler.
I can't wait for the answer because
Me too.
It's gonna be decent. $20. It's
if I pause for 20 seconds, it's a bad sign, everybody.
Yeah, if you pause at all.
Yeah. Don't let me finish the sentence.
Oh, it's gonna be a good day. I kind of want that game to suck now, just for that question. I mean,
no, you don't.
It would kill Justin.
That game to suck.
It would kill Justin.
It's horrible.
Justin would quit the show if that happened.
He's gone.
Never see him again. He's with Jake somewhere. We don't know where the hell they went. Reno. They got a bunch of cocaine in the car with no top.
Yeah.
Blew away with the Dicko leaves.
Next question. This was actually one I just put in. I like this one. I didn't think of that. Most exciting video game moment in 2016.
Huh.
should have answered.
Getting the BFG in Doom.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good moment.
Beating Doom?
No, getting the BFG in Doom.
Oh! Yeah, it
Yep.
was interesting getting out of that area. At least for me.
Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden you go into that big old room full of enemies and stuff like that. You get the BFG and just one shot just kills a room full of 50 enemies.
Oh, man, it feels so good. That is awesome. Actually, that you said that. Oh, my God. That's yours. I guess there's only one, isn't there?
You could, I mean,
Or do you have more?
Put a couple. You can throw a couple.
Well,
I'm not gonna be upset about.
Well, let's just go ahead and just throw out certain moments and stuff like that. That's one I can think of right at the top of my
You
head.
got one. Throw out. Justin, you got one.
You go ahead if you got one.
All right,
I did have some.
I got a couple. All the jazz punk, obviously. Deleting Unraveled off my PS4. This is so much fun. Sorry. Installing Last Guardian on my PS4.
Nice.
Beating any... this is a real one. Beating pretty much any boss in Hyper Light Drifter. That game challenged me as a gamer like no other game has done in quite a long time. And just tried my patience. There was so many... probably every boss battle, I probably died 10 times minimum.
Wow.
Probably some of them 20 times. And there was at one point every boss battle, I'm like, fuck this game. And I shut the PS4 off in anger. I'm like, I ain't playing it anymore. Fuck this game. Then I'm playing again. And like next day, I'm like, I'm gonna go back. I'll get it this time. And I beat that game. And I beat every those fucking bosses fucking hard. It's fucking awesome. So that, and then there's a moment I didn't talk about on the show, but it's kind of it's a moment that lives in infamy with kind of like the Talk Ship guys. So Battleborn, Jake actually, and then Nerves and Jitterbug from Talk Ship. We've been playing a lot of Battleborn together, and there's this cool moment we're in the last level of this game, and there's this part where like there's two sections. There's like the final boss fight. Before you get to the final boss fight, it's the end of the universe. There's a clock. There's a like 25-minute time limit. You gotta do all these objectives before you, and you gotta complete them all. And then you gotta run back to the center and take this elevator down before the clock hits zero. And this is the fifth attempt. We kept dying, kept failing, and finally we're going through. And we thought we fucked it up. Like we were like way behind schedule than we normally were, and we were getting close a couple times, but not. In this moment, we didn't think we were going to get anywhere close. So we beat it. And we're on the opposite end of the map with 45 seconds left. We complete the last objective. Now we're going to run back to the other side of the map.
I watched that. I think I saw that.
Put it on Facebook.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening, but it was like it's so funny seeing. Oh shit!
Yeah, he's like, and so there's like 45 seconds left. We got to run back to the center. Nerves is a tank, so he can take a lot of damage, but he's slow as fuck. So we're booking it, and we get back with like 8 seconds to go, and we got Jitterbug is like, oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? And I mean, it was 25 minutes of thinking we screwed up. That's all it was. And then we turn around like, where's Nerves? And we turn I pan the camera out, and I turn, and Nerve is like, he just makes it by like the doors close to the section we got to be in.
Oh my god!
As he jumps through it, and it was just the craziest. We end up being destroyed by the boss in like 30 seconds because I think we were just like so like, holy shit, what just happened there?
That's insane.
But that was a cool moment.
That was really cool.
And then when you cock the shotgun in Doom to the beat of the music, that's a pretty awesome moment too. So that's kind of my moments. Juzzy?
Got two moments here that came to me in a dream. First one is best moment is when I realized when I decided not to beat the end boss in Metroid Prime Federation Force. I haven't played it since.
Bad game, huh?
It's not a horrible game, just not the game. It's weird. There's good things about it, but that was one of my favorite moments where I did not beat that boss. I didn't even try. I just got to it and it's like, nope. And so it sounds really bad, but it's for some reason a weird reason. I just did not have any want to beat it. I guess it's bad. I don't know. But yeah, but I enjoyed parts of that game. But the second one is where I realize what severed actually meant, or at least how I perceived it all. And it hit me without telling me anything, and it was just one of those moments where you're just like, damn, almost like tingly weird, like in some way. It's like you wouldn't get that by looking at the game, watch someone play it, but like the way that you figure something out, maybe you saw some clues, just completely moved me. And yeah, that's probably one of my, like, I could say things in Doom, but like you guys, there's awesome, like, yeah, totally moments in there. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, like those are the two that stick out. Definitely the second one. The first one's kind of a joke, I guess, but the second one for sure. Severed.
Nice.
Yeah, I have other ones too.
Or if you think of more later, always bring them up.
I'll talk about them soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Possibly next week. Next question. Was a release or a moment in 2016 that hit you with a thud? So basically, the kind of worst moment, or
just kind of like whatever.
Okay. Like, so you guys have any of those moments, like where something just kind of
pretty much almost like the first 6 months of 2016, because I went through that stretch and stuff where no job, no income whatsoever, and I basically used some of the last things of my paycheck and stuff like that to actually invest inside of upgrade my new 3DS XL, plus getting Fire Emblem Birthright, and that's pretty much what I played for the predominant part of 6 months until I got a job. So it's like, that was kind of a stutter, January, February, March, April, and stuff like that. Just going through the 4 months there, get the job in April, just...
Okay.
So yeah, that was a kind of a stutter. Started gaming late.
Yeah. Catching up though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Play Jazz Punk. Go ahead, Justin.
Honestly, mine is PS4 Pro. It's an announcement and it itself. Yeah. Which actually, now that I think about it, before we all talked about it, it's like, I'm actually kind of glad that it's that way for me.
Yeah.
Personally. Like,
agreed.
It's just one of those things, like, people have good reasons to buy one. I totally respect that. Like, if this thing would have been like $100 thing, like I said before, somebody could just like hook it onto your PS4 and it runs better. It's 4K now. That's just so much. Yeah, I would have one.
Yeah.
And it's, it's great for people that don't have a PS4 at all, or if you're ready for a new one, you get a 4K TV or whatever. But yeah, for me, it's like the biggest stud of this year.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay. For me, actually, it is the end of Firewatch. Can't really say. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil the game. But just kind of like, I beat that game in 2 sittings in one day. Really, I beat it started playing in the morning and I finished it. Like, I went back to it in the early afternoon and I beat that game. I was so hooked in that game. The characters and the story that they were telling and kind of the things they were leading on with and conspiracies and all this shit. And the last 20 minutes of that game, 20, 30 minutes of that game was just like, really? Okay. Like that, okay. One of the worst endings.
I'm very interested. I even want to play it more now.
Yeah.
Something. Like, I really do want to play it, but like that even makes me want to play even more for some reason.
Yeah, and I've watched videos, like, people talking about the ending, and people, like, majority consensus is that people didn't like the ending, but there's people that have come back and, like, thought about it and point out some things with the ending now, later on with it, and I think some of it's just kind of, like, putting in what you want, maybe more than what the game gave you, and it's people just perceiving it in a different way than, I think, than what's out there, and what they got in the game.
That's interesting.
Which I could see, and if that's the case, that's what they're going for, I like it, but I don't think that the game did a good enough job
to actually make you believe that.
Yeah, I think it's people just kind of retconning in what they want more than what actually is there.
It's interesting.
But that's really, I mean, I had a tough time trying to come up with one, but I mean, that's definitely probably it for me. And you know what, thinking about PlayStation VR is one where it's something I want to buy that thing. I really do, but there's no reason to buy one.
Yeah.
To me, at this point, there's the games aren't there, and the ones that are there are kind of a little more than I want to invest in at this point. So
I understand.
That's I'm gonna get one eventually.
I love that little guy, but I completely understand that.
Yeah, it's like
Now's probably not the time.
Yeah, when what's that game? The Rec Room. If that comes to the PS4, the VR, I think it's on Oculus Rift right now.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
I'll buy
about that.
VR as soon as I can afford one. If that
Really?
gets announced, and it's a free game on the Oculus Rift. That's the coolest thing I've seen so far.
Wow.
But moving on. Kind of one. We got two more questions, but this is actually going into next year. What are the 5? These are games that have been announced with a 2017 release date.
They have a title.
They have a title. Yeah, we know they exist. But the 5 most anticipated games of 2017. Gables, do you have yours, or you want of us to go first?
You guys go first.
Okay. Do you want to...
Go ahead, Tyler.
Okay.
If you got them.
Yeah, I got them. So mine are Horizon Zero Dawn. Definitely excited. That looks like, we've seen a lot of the post-apocalyptic games before, but I think this one, this kind of, I don't know, something about it stands out more to me. It's like, it's more of like, it's so far after kind of the apocalypse. Like, usually, like, the game like Last of Us takes place, just starts, like, as it happens. It's like 15 years later. This is like, it looks like centuries later.
Yeah.
So that definitely seems like a cool thing. Danganronpa 1 and 2, the collection.
Wow, nice.
That is one I'm really excited for. That's a game I want to play for a couple years. Talked about a couple weeks ago that I almost bought it. There's multiple times where I want to buy a Vita just to fucking play those games. Another one, Outlast 2. It's infamous on this show how much we all love Outlast. Yeah. Gabe and I actually both of ours put it at number 2 on our Game of the Year for 2014. Another one, obvious one, South Park Fractured But Whole. It was my Game of the Year of 2014, beating Outlast 1. Yeah, both of these games were supposed to be 2016 games and got late delays. But definitely, that's actually my most anticipated of
nice.
all the games on my list. And then the last one...
I wish I had a Simpsons game to look for, with South Park, because South Park's up there too.
Yeah.
I wish there was a Simpsons game.
Simpsons
Another cool Simpsons game would come out,
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I don't think they've done one since the movie.
So.
They did that. They made too much money off that Simpsons tapped out shitty mobile game. They probably won't make one. And then the last one is Mass Effect Andromeda. Obviously, I love the original trilogy, so those are my 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Zelda Breath of the Wild, number 1. Number 2 is Resident Evil 7. Then I would have to go... I'd have to go with South Park. This is I guess out of order now. I don't have it perfect order here. South Park, Fractured But Whole. Then it would actually be Outlast 2, and then I had one. Oh, Red Dead Redemption. Is that confirmed or no?
It said fall 2017.
Red Dead Redemption 2, I think it's called.
The close one I want to mention. Quick shout out, Ukulele.
Oh my god.
Yeah, April 11th.
Yeah, that was actually one I thought about earlier too. That's honorable mention too for me.
Fun fact: if you pre-order that game on Amazon right now, you get a free demo. They'll send you a code.
That's awesome.
Yes. So yeah, Gables, do you have some games you look forward to in 2017?
Well, you know what? When it comes to the game releases, I'm very much looking forward to Breath of the Wild for Legend of Zelda. But I'm also looking forward to Danganronpa V3. Yeah. That's coming out on the 12th of January. That's going to be interesting. Well, it could be for Japan, but also could be for... it's coming out early, I think.
It's coming out in
coming
out in North America this year, but it's January 12th for Japan.
Oh, January 12th in Japan. But other games I'm looking forward to, say, Gravity Rush 2, which is supposed to be coming out also January. And I know I want to play a bit of Mass Effect Andromeda, because even though seeing the gameplay footage, it looks really good. And you know what else is going to be kind of funny though? I kind of want to try out that Power Rangers game that comes out. That's going to be on Xbox Live Arcade and PSN, the beat 'em up, because it's nostalgia and stuff for me. But let's see.
Is it the old one?
There's another.
It's a brand new one.
Oh wow!
It's a brand new one.
Actually,
yeah.
Cool. The old ones are awesome.
Then there's sort of like an RPG that's going to be coming out called Nier Automata.
Heard good things about it.
That one.
Of it yet.
I've heard good things about Nier, but I've never played the series itself. But I have friends that are very much are looking forward to it. But Horizon Zero Dawn is obviously a game it's on my radar. I'm checking it out just to make sure to see if I want to play it. Let's see. Obviously, the Crash Bandicoot stuff that's going to be remade.
Yeah.
The Insane Trilogy.
That's one I'm definitely.
I'm totally getting that.
I actually have. There's about 10 or 12 games I want to play this year, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking that up.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm kind of with Tyler and stuff when it comes to the Danganronpa, like 1 and 2 Reload and stuff.
14?
It's going to be a lot easier to get those things for the PS4 than opposed to getting the original copies for the Vita. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, there's actually going to be coming out with like the remixes and stuff for Kingdom Hearts, for like 1.5 and 2.5, like remasters and stuff. Yooka-Laylee. Think about it. Yooka-Laylee comes out next year, like April 11th and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to playing through that.
Yes.
By the same minds of, the same minds as like Banjo-Kazooie and like all the other old types of games and stuff. I mean, shit, man. 2017 is going to be freaking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Let's see. LS2, South Park. And I believe there's like one more game I'm looking forward to. If I can just freaking... If my stupid iPhone or something like iPod Touch would stop freezing for a minute there. Well, hopefully we'll learn some more about Crackdown 3. I know it's not like guaranteed for release this year, but I'm looking forward to seeing if that's going to be coming out and stuff. If so, I really do want to play that.
Never played one.
No, they're okay. Crackdown 1 was the best one, but 2 was disappointing, and 3 people have been wanting for years, but it's not until, I think, next year that it should be coming out.
Yeah. Crackdown 2 was the Unraveled of 2011. Nobody liked it.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is fun.
Damn it.
Oh, I love you, buddy.
I know.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's all I won't lose any sleep.
I got the whole fucking jug of salt over here, and Justin's gonna open one.
Yeah, dude. Fucking gassed.
Alright, kind of a last thing. This is something I was thinking about earlier. Just overall thoughts on video games in 2016. Like, if you guys want me to go first, I can.
Go ahead.
Alright. For me, kind of going into 2016, especially fall, I just kind of seemed like a down year for games. There's a few games I was Uncharted 4 was a big one I was looking forward to. Really, that was actually probably the most anticipated game I had of last year. And then the big ones like South Park and shit got pushed back, obviously. But everything else this year that I played and loved were games I either had no interest in at all, or little, or I just thought they looked awful. Or some games that I was just, like Doom and Last Guardian. I was just hopeful. Like, yeah. I assumed they would suck, but I was hopeful that they would just at least be good. Especially Doom.
I assumed it would suck.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's a game like Last Guardian has been developed for 10 years.
Yeah.
And a game like Doom that, like, you look at kind of Doom 3 came out and just, like, there's no way in 2016 you can repeat what Doom was in 1992.
Yeah.
And those games were fantastic. And then, like,
oh, yeah.
The best way to kind of phrase it, I think, is 2016 for video games was the year of surprises. And where every game that, not every game, but majority of games that I love this year were games.
Surprises, yeah.
Yeah, I had no interest in, little interest in, or I didn't think would be, like I said, didn't think it would be good. And games like Titanfall 2 Overwatch.
Watch Dogs 2.
Watch Dogs 2, Call of Duty, Battleborn. I thought, that. I mean, I've ripped on that game for months. It was my new destiny, and I ended up loving that game. Not loving it, but I like it. And Firewatch. I didn't really give. I remember seeing the trailer at E3 2015. I'm like, that was weird. Okay, and then it came out, and then I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. It was awesome. Hyper Light Drifter. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know that game existed until the day before it came out.
Oh, nice.
And I was obsessed with that game for like a week and played through that fucking game. I thought it was just a game that it was an overachieving year for video games. I think for me personally, Titanfall 2, another one.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that game was fantastic. Battlefield 1. That game I haven't really played, but that was a game a lot of people that looked really cool, but like how the hell are they going to pull it off? It's from talking to people and when I played it seemed like they did it.
Yeah.
And there was a rebirth of shooters. I think where shooters were on the downslope for a few years now, and then a lot of great ones.
Different ones.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
You can always call different games than a shooter. Okay. Are you done?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and also, I feel like it's like a year of like in terms of like some really bigger games I really loved, going back to the basics of like what makes a video game cool. And I really think of Doom when I think about that, and yeah, and I think at least for me personally, like besides that, there's a lot of things like weird little stories, weird little things, narratives going on in video games, where like maybe the gameplay wasn't like the number one thing in the game. Have been really connecting with me in a weird way. So it's a year for that for me too. But definitely like, yeah, going back to the basics and surprises and kind of expanding to me what I think I can enjoy as something being a video game. But I will say like nothing has I played this year really felt like really fresh, but has almost, like I said, went back to things that like almost made it feel fresh because they went back to the basics in a lot of ways. Like Titanfall 2, the way you move around, like it feels so fun and cool.
Yeah.
And like that's why I really like that game. And like Doom's the same way. It's like it's fun to play that game.
Yeah.
It's very fun. I want to go through that game again. I think. I don't know. It's just cool. But yeah, that's why so far I will say from Nintendo's side, I love their games, and like this year actually I feel like there's a void because not a lot of Nintendo games came out. So
that was something
it's kind of sad in a way for me.
Yeah, that was
when I think about it.
We're talking about kind of thuds this year. That was kind of something I forgot to mention was like pretty much Nintendo in general this year.
It's almost like they're just kind of like looking forward, you know? Like this year they've just been looking forward.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, I understand that, but it's just like still it's like, oh.
Like, well, Gabe and I talked about...
not even like a remix type of thing as a surprise around Christmas? Come on.
Yeah.
Something for the Wii U people.
Give me, yeah. Like, well, it's
Give
like...
them something!
The only game
they've given more than maybe they should have, or could have, in some ways, because there's so many people, no one owns one.
Yeah.
And it's kind of surprised me some of the games that came out on it.
Yeah.
So late.
It's sad.
Not
I bought Severed's the only game I bought for my Wii U this entire year.
Oh. Yeah, I bought quite a few, but nowhere near as many.
2 games I can think of for the Wii U. That's Star Fox Zero and Pokken Tournament.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and I forgot about actually Pokken Tournament too in Star Fox. But yeah, those still they're not like big, huge like Nintendo game.
Yeah, these are like...
That's very true, but it's very telling.
Still very, very...
I feel it's very telling. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it before, though. It was like it was the last 2 years, 2015 and 16, was like, as soon as they announced the NX was a thing, it's like they basically just... the Wii U was essentially a dead console until the Switch was announced, or Switch was released. They basically sacrificed the last 2 years. I mean, they had a couple of nice bursts with Pokemon Go. That was a cool couple weeks.
Oh yeah. I don't even include that, but you're right.
I mean, it's not really Nintendo, but I mean,
But even like Mario Run, like it's cool, but like I don't have it yet, so I don't even think about that. But I know for sure that's something too. But
yeah,
just as far as like Wii U and like 3DS goes, anyways. But yeah, no, it's they've done some interesting stuff on mobile, that's for sure, this year.
Yeah,
Curious to see where that goes.
that's true. I think 2017 could be the last 2 years were pretty bad for Nintendo. The next one might possibly be the most important.
I'm rooting for him.
I am obviously.
I really am rooting for him.
I am a Nintendo fanboy, a born again Nintendo fanboy. So I'm hoping that 2017 might be the biggest year since 1985 for this company.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be if they really want to make an impact.
It feels like that's what's happening, and I can see it.
They've made steps in the right direction, and 2017 could potentially, like you said before, could potentially be a marquee year for Nintendo to go through and re-establish themselves as sort of like a hallmark in video games like they were back in the 80s. Maybe not to the highest extent of what they're looking for, but there's most definitely going to be the Nintendo Switch is going to possibly sell better than what the Wii U is potentially doing.
A resurrection almost.
But
that's how I almost feel. Even the name Switch, like everything.
Yeah.
Very powerful name.
But for the entirety of 2016 as a whole, I've personally felt that the gaming industry has had a lot of kind of stagnant moments in terms of like progressions and stuff with certain things from like for some of the big name games and stuff like that. There hasn't been truly a lot of truly fantastic games as there were, like, say, there was like a couple more like games that were rated maybe like overall fantastic in terms of year over year from 2015 on, from even from far back as say 2011 all the way up to like now and stuff. This is considerably, if you want to look at Metacritic as like a reasonable source for reviews and stuff like that, though some of the least amount of lowest rated games now for the past like 4 or 5 years or something like that. But I feel that the quality of the games have gone up somewhat. But I can say this when it comes to my overall views and feelings about games. It's like there's only been maybe like a handful this year I've truly looked forward to. From the Fire Emblem Fate games, Uncharted 4, and Pokemon Sun and Moon, there really hasn't been anything that's truly caught my attention. I know some part of it has to do with me being out of work, then getting another job and doing this and doing that, but it also because of, you know, when you work 40-hour weeks, if you're a gamer and you're trying to fit all this excess time or something, it's truly impossible to go through, not only spend the money and just get the game you want, but yet try to consistently play, like, say, a couple hours a night is almost like a chore. I mean, the only reasons why I've been able to play handheld gaming so much is because there are breaks and lunch times I can actually go through and play these games during that, and maybe an hour or so before I go to sleep. I can't really do power sessions like that, but that's a personal problem. But overall, I feel 2016 is a stepping stone to something that's going to be even better during 2017. That's the overall impression I'm getting. Now, the variables of how that's going to work, it really depends upon how Sony and Microsoft do with both the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio. So we'll truly see if 2017 is going to be a hallmark for like 4K gaming.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be it's an interesting year in gaming, and next year is going to be, I think, even more interesting. Maybe more on the hardware side than the software side. Yeah, that's kind of our overall thoughts of 2016. It's a fun podcast. We should do that every year, I think. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun going back and reminiscing, and we're going to do that again in the next couple weeks with our personal favorite games of the year. There are my favorite podcasts to do every year, is the game of the year. So it's fun making the list and hearing everybody else's list. So yeah, we're going to do that next couple weeks. Then we'll be back with a normal show talking about the Switch mid-January. So it's going to be kind of a different next couple weeks.
Coming up.
Yep, soon. 3 weeks away.
Dang.
Next thing you know, we'll be playing the Switch, maybe.
Hopefully. If they don't create an artificial shortage.
But it doesn't get delayed.
Yeah.
Maybe who knows? Maybe we'll finally get to play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild next year, Justin.
I
Maybe.
fucking hope so.
Justin's most anticipated game of
so
2014,
excited.
15, and 16. And also
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, actually.
His most anticipated game of the
Yeah.
decade.
Since I beat fucking Skyward Sword,
It's Justin's last Guardian.
to be honest.
Looking forward
As
to
soon as
that
that was
game.
over, I was like, where are they going to go from here?
Yeah.
5 years later. 6.
7, 8,
I'm ready.
9,
And
40,
that's
42.
hopefully that can only mean good things.
Yeah.
I'd rather a game take forever
Yeah.
and be awesome.
Yep. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to us this year. This might be the last show of the year. Depends on when next week's show comes out. But thank you guys so much for listening to us this year. Cool thing. We blew out of the water last year's downloads. 11 out of the 12 months this year, not including this month. So really, actually, the last 11 months, our downloads have gone up. 11 straight months, 12 straight
Awesome.
months if you include last December. Which
Thank
is good
you.
for us.
Oh,
We appreciate
yeah.
everybody for listening.
Yes.
Not just United States. We actually, a lot of our downloads come from out of the country, which is cool. So thank you guys
Very
so much.
cool.
You're the reason we do this. Actually, not really. We do this shit.
We love
Nobody
this.
wasn't listening. We just like doing this, but we do. We let people
We
listening.
think about you
Yes.
guys listening. So.
It is definitely. It's definitely cool to have know people listening to you. It makes us want to do it more.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not. It's a fun thing to do. Just get together, drink up
Mhm.
beers and bullshit about video games with your friends. Yeah, thanks so much for downloading clicking the download button, subscribe button, whatever it is. Listen to us on YouTube, following us on Twitter, liking us on Facebook, watching us on YouTube, GenGaming or GenGaming podcast, Generation Gaming on YouTube, Facebook GenGaming Podcast. We have a Facebook group. Like and join us on there. Twitter at GenGaming Pod. So follow us on there, and then on Twitch. Justin actually streamed the entire game of Titanfall 2. I watched it for a little bit there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was watching for a little
I
bit.
sucked there for a while.
You did.
I died over and over again.
Especially at the end.
'Cause I got stuck doing one thing. Then I'm like, oh, what am I doing that for? Like, I'll do this time. That always,
Happens.
I died like 40 times in a row in one spot.
Especially some of the wall writing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it's fun watching that. Watch playing it makes me want to play that game again. There's a lot of games I want to play again that came out this year. Normally, that's not the case. So that tells you how good that year was for me. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. Check us out on Twitch, GenGaming Podcast on there. So check us out on all those social media sites. Give us a review on iTunes, 5 stars preferably. And like our YouTube videos. Tell some friends. Definitely appreciate it. Hug your dog. Kiss a baby. Punch your next door neighbor in the dick. I don't give a fuck. It's Christmas. You do whatever the fuck you want. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. Happy New Year. All that shit.
You filthy animals.
You filthy animals. Yeah. I was Tyler.
I've been Justin.
And the legend of Colonel Gables has begun.
And this has been...
Until next time,
2016.
everybody.
Sorry.
Until next time, GG.
For the final time, possibly 2016.
Oh, yeah.
That's just as bad. Thank
Oh,
you.
God. We're going to have like a 45-minute outro. It's like,
Got like
the show's
40 new people listening now. Can you hear
Yeah.
that noise?
episode 300 is just going to be an outro. It's us getting our shit
Just an
in.
entire outro.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love
See
you,
you next year.
bye.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Toodle
ladies and
bye.
gentlemen.